Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakadash, the warns the apostles, and all the great most over teach us this truth, peace, and blessing of elect Israel, and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew. Ba'Shem means the name, and Yahushua is the name of the unbegotten Son. Back in our lesson, and today we're going to be going to these mandates that are coming, and ultimately what it's going to lead up to. So as you see this article, it says indoor mask mandates revived for 8 counties in San Francisco Bay Area. So this is only going to spread, even more across the United States and, in these many different nations across the world, as you're starting to see them already, going back to lockdowns and shutting certain places down. And you need a mask to go inside the doors. It's mandated, and as you're about to see, they're about to, push the jab even more to make it to where you needed to have it to be able to go to your job, to enter stores, and be able to even leave your city and state, and to go to a different state or nation. But I get this quick article and a few scripts that came to mind, and lo and behold, edifying lesson. Let's get into it. It says indoor mask mandates revived for 8 counties in San Francisco Bay Area, including for fully jabbed. So, as you see, this is going to be the so-called, what's the word I'm looking for? Benefits that you would receive from taking the jab to be able to, go out without a mask and, to go inside, to go to certain cities, states, and other countries. So it's all building up to and ultimately leading up to the MOTB, if you know what that is, which is right here, just so you understand. When I say the MOTB, see, they can't even say this word anymore. Also, it's showing you the family of the word is right around the corner. But it's going down. See what this says. Health departments across California's Bay Area have reintroduced indoor mask mandates. So it just shows you how just destroyed this place is, and it needs to go. You happen to wear, masks inside your house, requiring residents in 8 regions to don face coverings, jabbed or not, as officials point to the rapid spread of the Delta variant. And this is what they're going to push, to people to get the jab even more. They're going to push that fear onto these people, to get that jab and to, wear masks in their houses. And you ultimately see what this is building up for. The revived mandates were imposed on Monday in the counties of San Francisco, Alameda, Contra Costa Marin, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Sonoma. So these are different, places where they mandated where you need to wear a mask inside your homes. And these things are only, going to get worse. As well as the city of Berkeley, each announcing the move, and similarly worded statements set to take effect on Tuesday. The measures apply regardless of residence and jab status. Indoor masking is a temporary measure that will help us deal with the Delta variant, which, these masks, I'm not really, it says indoor masking is a temporary measure that will help us deal with the Delta variant, which it really won't help you at all. You're just breathing your own, carbon dioxide, which is causing a sharp increase in cases. Trying to be careful with my words. Last time I went into that, they took down my video. It says, and we know an increase in hospitalizations and deaths will follow, said San Francisco acting health officer Navina Baba. When we all wear face coverings indoors, we are protecting our fellow residents and helping our healthcare workers. And that's what they're pushing for. So, in so-called safety, to wear a mask in your home, protect your family members, and also get the jab, and you'll be protected from these different variants. And also, as Scripture says, never trust thine enemies. And I see there's multiple problems coming from this jab. We've seen these different articles, and many other people, even tweeting about, the jab, and they regret taking it. But of course, they're gonna hide that and not put it in the news, because they want everybody to take it. As well, the officials in 8 regions maintain the jab protects against severe illness from the 19. They also acknowledge a growing number of cases among the immunized, with Berkeley's health department warning that the proportion of post-jab infections is increasing thanks to the more contagious Delta variant. And this is what they're going to push onto people to, force them to a corner to get the jab even more. And they'll start shutting these places down. You're not be able to enter certain stores or, any store in general. without having the jab and proof that you've taken it, which ultimately lead up to you needing the MOTB. The Garagma. The new mandates across the Bay Area follow a similar move in Los Angeles County, which became first in the state to reimpose an indoor mask requirement in mid-July. And this ultimately is going to spread, across the whole United States, make it to where, the lockdowns are going to get, reinstated, them shutting this place down, you needing the jab to basically do anything. This is how they're gonna force the people into a corner, and you will be, faced with a choice, life and death. And death is going to be choosing that jab and, the MOTB. Which, the jab is not, the MOTB. But if you take it, you're more than likely going to take the MOTB, since you're already used to taking, the jab and the things that these devils are, proposing to you and giving you, you're more than likely going to take the jab also, or like the MOTB. Just weeks after California emerged from a lengthy lockdown, LA officials cited a surge in daily cases at the time, while the county's health officer suggested more restrictions could be needed. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, going to those draconian-like laws and measures that they're going to implement, to force your hand, Health officer suggested more restrictions could be needed, saying anything is on the table. Let's get to the scriptures, and I'll close out. But the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you, which the devil is talking about Esau, Edom, aka the so-called white man today. For the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So these devils know they're running out of time, and that their time is short. That's why you see them rushing their plans, and, putting them into action. That's why you see them so desperate, for you to take the jab and to, force your hand, Why do you think they're, pushing all these, different temptations or persuasions at these people? You'll get a free donut for a year, you'll, have all these different, so-called benefits of taking the jab, using different athletes, celebrities to push it. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, lest Satan take advantage for not ignorant of his devices. We see what this devil is ultimately trying to do. But let's go on to scripture, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, to go into those unrighteous decrees. It says, won't in the decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, going to those draconian-like laws and measures that they will implement, even to force the people's hand. You'll be, criminalized, demonized, you'll be thrown into jail and even prison for denying this jab and not wanting to take it, There's multiple articles that go into it, how you'll be fined, jailed, you'll be an outcast for not wanting to take it, you'll be looked upon as crazy. When you go into the scriptures, it says that we'll be hated for Yahweh or Yahweh's namesake, man. So, a persecution is coming, man. That's why we, got to build up in the spirit and the faith now, so we're able to endure these times to come, and also pray, man, because we'll need it. The 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, as he then shut his place down. You not be able to enter these different cities, these different states. You not be able to travel. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. So them shutting his place down. Going to martial law. Them going back to these lockdowns. So hey, prophecy coming to pass, man, playing out. And you have these people, before, when we were, as we told you these things, that they're going to, mandate and push these things even harder than before. People, oh, that's never going to happen. You don't know what you're talking about. They won't mandate it, and they can't do that. Well, guess what? They're doing it now, As Scripture says, when it cometh, then you shall know that a prophet has been among them. You know that you have been warned, through the Spirit of prophet Yahweh Shemashah, through his prophets. For the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 and 17. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, going into the MOTB. As you know, right here. There you go, the MOTB. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So coming soon, you won't be able to buy or sell without the MOTB. And this is what they're ultimately preparing the people for. Uni and the jab to be able to enter these stores, to travel, to go to these different states, to go to a different city. You be able, to go inside stores. Them, making it to where you need to wear a mask inside your own home. It's all building up to the MOTB. A bigger agenda is behind this. And it's what they're preparing and building the people for, so they get used to this type of thing. And when this comes, they're going to take it. Just like you, if you take the jab, you're more than likely going to take the MOTB because you're already buying with this devil's plans. And Scripture says, never trust an enemy. And most of the scriptures also go into how the devil is a liar. Psalms 55 and 21, Psalms 58 and 3. Like, come on, man. And you're also putting your faith and trust in this devil, then Yahweh Shem Shai. So you will be destroyed for that. The scriptures go into, how also all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. But let's get to the scripture and I'll close out. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33. You have been warned. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, it will happen. Then shall I know that a prophet had been among you. You know that you have been warned, and you know that a prophet has been among you. As you see people already mocking, making fun of us, and I just think we're prophesying through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. They called us crazy. They made fun of us. They said, "Oh, that's never gonna happen. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't. They can't mandate this stuff." Well, guess what? You've been warned, and look what's happening. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then they shall fuck it. Then shall I know that a prophet has been among them. As you see, when these things happen, and when they're at your front doorstep, wish you repented, and you know that a prophet has been among you, and you have been warned. As ultimately a lesson, Lord wants edifying. Just make a quick lesson going to how these things are only going to get worse. The restrictions are going to get tighter, and they're going to force the people's hand, and you will be forced to make a choice, between life and death. And if you choose death, which is going to be, taking the MOTB, taking this jab, which seems like so-called life on this side, but in reality, you're choosing death, and you will be destroyed for it. But choosing life seems like death on this side, but hey, we have faith and full trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And multiple scriptures go into how he will take care of his elect, and Lord willing, we're part of the number. But it's ultimately a lesson. Lord wants edifying. I'll close out. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors the apostles, and those great Muslims teach us this truth. Peace and blessings, hope of Israel, and Shalom.